I'm joined on the set by France 24's international affairs editor, Armen Georgian. Hi, Armen.
Hello.
This deadline was extended for 48 hours. Does that mean that there could indeed be some sign of compromise?
It's still a little bit too early to say. We know that the foreign minister of Qatar has now arrived in Kuwait. Kuwait, of course, is designated mediator in this crisis, so he will be delivering the official response of Qatar to these demands that have been made by the Gulf Cooperation Council, led by Saudi Arabia. And then the GCC will decide, based on what this letter says, how it will respond, and it will presumably come to some sort of decision in Cairo on Wednesday, because those Gulf states are being hosted by Egypt on Wednesday. But certainly the tone is still very harsh. We just heard the senior Qatari official there in that report saying they're willing to defend themselves militarily if it came to that. So definitely no lowering of the tension so far, and it looks as though this 48-hour breathing space, is really is something that Qatar has thrown the ball into the court of Saudi Arabia to decide, how the other side can work out a sort of face-saving climb down, because it really looks as though Qatar is not willing to budge in any way. It considers that these demands are basically bullying and the humiliation of a sovereign state, and it says no state could accept such preconditions for restoring economic and political ties.
Armen, what about the U.S. in all of this? The United States has important military interests in Qatar. What role is Washington playing here?
Well, Washington has sent mixed signals. We saw in the first few hours of this crisis Donald Trump clearly backing the Saudi position, and more recently he seems to have come round to a more traditional State Department-like position, by which I mean a kind of very moderate outreach towards all the players in this crisis, and the State Department, and Rex Tillerson in particular, has certainly been pushing for a kind of, cool heads to prevail, that sort of rhetoric. And Donald Trump seems to have come around more to Rex Tillerson's point of view, in the sense that he's now held phone conversations with all the regional leaders, and a readout of these conversations, they're basically very diplomatic language, stressing the need for unity in the Gulf and so on. But I suppose the question is, does Trump have credibility, given that he was clearly not neutral and came down hard on Qatar in his tweets when this crisis actually erupted?
Armen, thank you. France 24's Armen Georgian.